packing, y'all? Blue Collar Bandit back in action. We're back here with another video. First and foremost, please make sure to like, that's the thumbs up, make sure to do that. Share Blue Collar, share with all your friends, and then subscribe. Like, hit that subscribe button down there. Yeah, and then whenever that little bell pops up, go ahead and hit that little bell. That way y'all know whenever I'm at your back door with another video. So, before we get started, make sure, if you even have to pause this video, make sure you go to Redneck Nation, get you some sick Redneck Nation gear. They're awesome. Their products are awesome. They're comfortable. They feel good. Their hats are awesome. But yeah, once you do that, whenever you get to checkout, use promo code capital B, capital C, capital F, BCF15. Save you 15% at checkout and save you some doggone money too. So while I'm doing my shout outs, go ahead, shout out Redneck Nation. Love y'all. So thank you for what y'all do for the redneck and country community, giving us sick clothes, creating gear for all of us country boys that, you know, didn't really have a voice. Thank you for giving us a voice in our clothing. And thank you for helping guys like, you know, Upchurch get to our ears. You know, thank you for that. Thank you for all the people that y'all sign and stuff like that. Shout out to Redneck Nation. Y'all are awesome. Number two, shout out to Blue Collar Dipper, or Blue Collar. Awesome guy. That's my buddy. That's my brother. I talk to him every day on the phone. Awesome guy. So y'all make sure to go there, give him a, you know, go there and subscribe to him if you haven't already, and then go to his Instagram and follow him on his Instagram, and follow him on TikTok if you have a TikTok. Follow him on TikTok. That's Blue Collar RN. Also, Redneck Nation has a TikTok. Follow Redneck Nation Co. Redneck Nation CO. And then Miss Blue Collar, she has a TikTok. Make sure you follow her on Instagram and on TikTok as well. Her TikTok is Miss Blue Collar _16. And also another shout out to the Hillbillies, Hillbillies Inc. and his wife. They're amazing people. They're awesome as well. And so I just want to send a shout out to those people. And shout out to all you subscribers, to all of you that watch these videos. I know right now it's not the best quality in the world. I know right now I'm not the best, you know, YouTuber in the world. I'm just getting started. Y'all hang with me though. It'll be all right. But so I just wanted to shout them out, shout y'all out, and just make sure, you know, that I show appreciation to everybody that's helping me, which includes Blue Collar and includes y'all as subscribers. I thank y'all. But yeah, I hope everybody had a happy St. Patrick's Day yesterday. So I hope everybody, you know, went out and had a good time and got home safe and things of that nature. So, you know, I'm happy that y'all are doing good. If I seem a little scatterbrained, it's because I've been going through a little bit of some stuff. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not begging for pity, or I'm not looking for pity or anything else like that. I've just found that it helps to talk, and so we need to have a sit down. Basically, last night I was, you know, looking for stuff to do a video on, and you know, all this other stuff, because I upload on Mondays and Fridays. So I'm constantly looking for stuff to do videos on, looking for new content to do and stuff like that. But as I was doing that, something just hit me, and I got in my own head. You know how you do sometimes, where you start thinking, am I good enough to do this? Am I good enough at anything? You know, you start doing that in your head, and then it starts to get to you a little bit, and you start thinking, am I even good enough as a human being? And I went through that last night. Like the feeling woke me up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't think nothing about it because I was just like, okay, maybe I'm just awake, it's whatever it is, blah 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 blah. But then as I started, looking on my phone and stuff like that for stuff to do content on, it's just like it hit me like, what am I doing? Like I've got like 23 subscribers, which I'm thankful for, and I love y'all. But it's like, if you really made a difference, you'd have 40 or 50 by now. If you really made a difference, people would be commenting and liking your videos and, stuff like that. Or, maybe you wouldn't have such a hard time on these other apps if you actually did well enough that people liked you. Or, if you didn't come off as such an immature person, or things of that nature. Like I got in my own head, and it really triggered my depression. Like, I don't like using that word. It kicked my depression into high gear. Like, it literally had me sitting on my bed crying. Like, I know I'm not going to do anything to hurt myself anymore. Because, once you attempted and tried so many times and you still ain't gone, you got a purpose for being here. But sometimes you feel like you've lost your purpose. And that's how I felt last night, and still kind of feel right now. But like it had me shocked. Like, for the first time in a long time, I was actually questioning myself, not only about, am I good enough as a person to do, and it's not just social media, but that's where my audience is on social media. So, like, I'm one of those people that whatever happens in my life shows up in my social media. Because I'm a very transparent person. I don't put on a facade. If I feel a type of way, I'm gonna tell you I feel a type of way. And that's why I'm doing this video, is because we need to have a sit down. And whenever I say we, I mean me, myself, and I want y'all to be along the ride for it. But yeah, just my depression kicked into high gear, and like I said, I was sitting on my bed crying, and I was just like, am I even good enough? Like, I started questioning, am I a good enough son? Am I a good enough person? Like, why does nobody want me? Like, literally, like, in my head, I was like, I'm 28 years old. I've had one failed marriage under me, and I'm legit sitting there thinking, am I even good enough to be good for somebody? Or am I good enough to hold down a job once I get my prosthetic? Or am I good enough to be a good son, or even a good person? Like, that's how my mind plays tricks on me. Like, you can have people tell you all the time, oh yeah, you're good enough, yeah, you're a good person, all this other stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's great, that's wonderful. Be a good person, be you. But you still have to fight your own demons in your head. And it's like, last night I went to war over just some stupid stuff. Like, whenever it hit me, it hit me hard. And I mean, I legit felt like my walls were closing in and everything. And so once my depression started kicking up real high, I was like, I'm not good enough. I'll never be good enough. And I was just like, I wonder how life would have been if I'd never been born. And once that question popped in my head, I knew, hey, it's time to get up. It's time to get up and do something. Because at that point, that's the point where you sit there and you really start to think, am I okay? Like, am I getting to that place where physical harm may be creeping in? Like, that thought of physical harm may be creeping in. And so I had to get up, and I had to clear my head and stuff like that. So like I said, I'm not saying this to beg or anything like that, or to make it seem, woe is me. I have to let y'all know, I have to be me. I have to show y'all every side of me for y'all to get Blue Collar Bandit, for y'all to get Aaron Michael King as a person, for y'all to get to know the person that I am, and not just some name on YouTube or some name on TikTok or some name on Instagram. I want y'all to know the real me. And the real me battles depression every day. I've battled it since I was 8 years old. I've battled suicide since I was 9. I had my first attempt at the age of 9. I haven't attempted in about 7 years. So, which is good. But yeah, like I battle it all the time. I'm actually on medication for it. Just being real with you, I'm actually on medication for my depression. But I felt like I needed to make this video about this today. Like, I felt like it needed to be said, because you can't come on here and act like everything's okay whenever people can tell through the screen that it's not. You just can't do that, because real is always going to recognize real. And every chance that I get, I'm going to be real with y'all. So, like I said, it is what it is, and it does what it does. But you have to learn to find ways to not just empty your mind, but to get in that place where you say, hey, I am a good person. I am helping people, and things like that. Because, there's a lot of stuff that you're going to go through in this life, that especially, if you battle depression, or if you battle PTSD or anything like that, there's going to be a lot in this life that really you're just going to be like, I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't. But the thing is you have to learn how. You have to get up and say, I can do this. You have to get up and say, I'm gonna do this. That's like me, laying here or sitting here on my bed crying. Like, I was literally bawling my eyes out, because in my heart, I knew that I was good enough in my heart, but my head just wasn't having none of it. So, but I had to get up. I had to get out of my room. I had to go outside for a minute and clear my head, and get my head in the right headspace, and learn how to be me, and just be who I am, and know that I am good enough. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, is anytime you feel like depression or anything of that nature, depression, or the feeling of not being good enough, just remember, you are good enough. Just go out, clear your head, but you are good enough. You're awesome. Somebody out there loves you. If nobody will tell you, I'll tell you. I love you with all my heart. Y'all are awesome. And so y'all I don't care what religious background you have, I don't care, what race, what religious background, what sex, or anything else that you are, whatever you identify as, I don't care. I love you. Thank you. And, if y'all could just send positive vibes my way if you think about it today. Or, if you think about it during the week, just send some positive vibes. Send a prayer up if you want to. So, But that about does it for this video. I will catch y'all Friday. I love y'all. I'm Blue Collar Bandit, and I'm out.